your third place car. Unfortunately, the motor's probably blown. We're gonna find out though. There's the Mailman. I hate that we're having to push this thing back there.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully we figure out what's wrong with it.
I hope so.
We'll figure it out. But guys, here is the Mailman's Pony Express. He did good. There's 0 damage. The only damage is internally, somewhere in here. So we're gonna get this thing pushed out to the back and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Hey, don't damage my car with that when you push it, all right? Here we go. I like the way this car feels though. Look at all the dirt in this one. So Dad's car got packed because we don't have any metal over that tire over there. So the tire was just packing dirt all up in here. So we got to make sure we fabricate that. But the main thing right now is to get this thing out to the barn to where we can figure out what's wrong, why it won't start. After the race, when he crossed the line and slowed down, all of a sudden the car just stopped, and now when you hit the key, nothing happens. So we're gonna get out here and try to diagnose what's going on with this thing, because this thing was bad fast whenever Dad was out on the track. He did good for his first race. So for your first race, how was it?
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was almost as fun as being back on them lawnmowers, because I felt like I had the control of the car. I was fast. I think I had something for the front too. I don't know. You always say that, but you never know. I know I had a fast car until 5 to go, and then something started bogging the motor. I went from 8,000 RPMs to 7. That's all it would give me. So pull it out and let's see.
Is it different driving it because you own it instead of like driving mine or somebody else's?
No.
Did it feel like more pride? You had just a little bit more pride because
I
built it?
Them other ones, so.
Well, all right. Well, what do you think it is before we get digging in? What do you think could have happened? Just guessing.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm kind of stumped too. I know that whenever we were loading it though, the winch would barely pull it up on the trailer.
Yeah.
And it was in neutral, and even now pushing it, it's just hard to push. So maybe it's something in the transmission. Yeah. Who knows? But Dad's going to get to tearing this apart, and we're going to see what we've got here, because we can't just let this one sit. This thing's way too nice and was way too fast for its first race to just let it sit. And 0 body damage, Dad.
Yeah,
0.
Somebody hit me in the rear.
Yeah, who was that?
Oh,
Austin.
Austin hit
you.
Else piled me.
Arthur Witherington. Yeah, I went and talked with him. He was like, man, I hit the brakes. He said, my problem was I probably was asleep and didn't see him. All right.
It's all good. It didn't hurt the
No,
car.
it didn't hurt it.
Back a little bit.
All right, so let's figure this out.
What happened here?
We're going to figure it out. So where we stand right now is we jacked Dad's car up. Both wheels spin freely, so we were thinking maybe it had something to do with the transmission and the clutch maybe locked up. And so we think we ruled that out. The clutch isn't stuck. We took off the serpentine belt to make sure that it wasn't none of these pulleys or anything like that. Maybe the belt was too tight. And we put a wrench on the motor down at the bottom, and we got a cheater bar, or my foot, and we pushed it, and the motor will not spin. So next plan is we're going to yank this motor out. We're going to take all the pot rivets out, remove the front bumper, take all the T-bar, radiator, everything out, and pull the whole motor, just so that we can get it out here over on the stands and figure out what's up with it. So that's the next game plan, is getting this thing out.
Hey.
Next day.
Brighter bolts and mains.
All right, guys. So inform us what you did, Dad. After we cut the video off yesterday, Dad is able to get his motor out without taking the front end off. So you can see Pony Express is bare now. He's been out here bolting everything up for you guys. If you ever take one of these apart, you can see, bag it and tag it. But talk to us and tell us what you found.
So that's the thrust bearing.
Look at that, guys.
That's the other thrust. It looks good. These mains.
Here you go.
These mains have a lot of trash on them.
Golly, you can tell. Look at all that scraping. Not good at all.
So,
all right. What do you think the culprit is?
The crank looks good. Weird, I didn't see a whole lot of metal, so there's not a lot of metal taken off these bearings. I mean, they look pretty bad. They're not real hot. They don't look like they got hot.
But one of the weird things that we found out when we pulled the motor, what happened is we pulled the motor out yesterday and we put a wrench on it and it spun easily. And so we were super confused because when the motor wasn't in the car, it wouldn't spin at all. The starter just clicked and ticked. But so what we did is we separated the transmission, which you can see the transmission's right there. It free spins. So that's where we got really confused, right? So Dad just started tearing everything apart. Can I spin this or no? No, I can't.
You can.
You can?
Make sure that.
Well, I just want to show them. I mean, look. Y'all can see right there.
Right direction too. No.
I'm just showing them that, it moves. So there you go. Everything's moving. So what's the game plan now then? I know y'all, I've been seeing y'all message back and forth. Y'all have a game plan. What is it?
I'm gonna send this motor to Wayne, and he gonna send it to a machine shop, and we're gonna check, make sure.
Oh, you're okay. Just fell over.
We're gonna make sure everything is straight, because when I built this motor, I know everybody I was picking about putting another crank. So basically what we did here was we had another Z3 motor from a lady out of Texas, and we'd swap for her, and her crank looked good and my other one was bad, so I just put the crank out of hers down in this one with the
good job, buddy.
With the K9 motor being here and about 4 or 5 different motors over here, I'm not sure if this bridle right here didn't get swapped for another motor.
So we're thinking maybe that's not.
I'm gonna make sure this bridle is line bored right. Make sure everything's right, because when I put this on to start with, this don't have a normal torque. Like,
he's got it for you again,
90
Papa.
foot-pounds. This is, so many foot-pounds and then 90 degrees and 90 degrees. And if you get off just a little bit on them degrees, you can over-torque it. So I over-torqued one and that crank locked up. So I went back and redid it all. And
hey, buddy.
Torqued it to a foot-pound that I felt like was right.
So we're thinking maybe that caused some
So I don't know.
twist, or
I might have had it. I torqued it to the right because I did one and then I went back and put it all on foot-pounds and didn't go 90 degrees like that. And it might have been, and then it turned good. So we let it ride. But maybe my clearances was tight. Let me show you what I think the culprit was. I don't think really any of this was the culprit.
All right, what do you think?
Here's what I think the culprit was. This is what happens when you're running third. I think the motor got hot. Of course, my gauges are not all hooked up because they're digital. That's gonna change. I'm going with manual gauges. And when it started laying down, I think it was getting hot and everything swelled up, and I think these bearings just took the clearance out of them.
So I didn't.
Is what I think.
You couldn't hear it because you had your helmet and earplugs and all in.
Yeah.
I'll try to include the GoPro right here, guys. So this right here, I'm gonna stop talking, but before I play this clip, just listen real close and I'll try to enhance the sound right here, and you can hear some screeching right here as Dad's engine started at the end of the race. So listen to this right here and see if you can tell. So, I mean, you can pretty much hear right there that it was screeching a little bit. So maybe that is the case. You ran in a little bit on the hot side. And even at the end of the video they just watched from the race, you even said at the end, I couldn't see my gauges. So maybe that happened. You never know. Because you don't have on these Civics, you don't have no, readings that say, overheating or anything like that, because that's one of the things. It does have a temp gauge, but it's one of them block style, and you would have never seen that.
Especially since when we pulled it down, it went into that daylight mode to where I can't roll that up and get it brighter to see everything.
Yeah,
so
we need to put some different.
Manual gauge is fixing to go on this motor.
Also looks
but I
like.
will say this.
Oh, what you got?
It was a rocket.
It was fast.
I was faster than the front two cars, and I was just waiting and saving my time, and then it got overheated because I think of me eating everybody.
Yeah, I mean, Cam's dirt.
I will tell you what though.
Cam drove a heck of a race.
Cam drove a great race.
Yes, he did.
I love his driving style. He's aggressive, but not crazy.
And he had every opportunity to take me out.
He had every opportunity. But I had every opportunity if I wanted to get on up in there, but I didn't want to get on up there because, look, my first time out, I hit Cam, and I felt about that high when I did it because I do not like hitting people. It happens sometimes, and I make mistakes like everybody else, but I never like touching. I like passing people extremely clean and racing clean, but it don't always happen. I'm old, and sometimes I make a mistake.
Well, I was proud of you because I got to do
comfortable.
I got to do all the editing, and I watched your video, and I was like, "Come on, Dad!" Like, there's one guy on here, and I'm sorry I don't remember y'all's name. I think his name's Don. He always says, "Come on." That's all he comments, and I was like, "Come on, Dad," because at first I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna happen," but then at like 5 to go. And I didn't put your GoPro footage with it laying down because it just the GoPro got packed full of mud. You can hear it just start sounding horrible.
Yeah.
So it got worse and worse.
It went up to about 7,000.
But you had 0 body damage. You passed Cam or Austin and the 42 Brandon Seidner clean going in it. You passed Austin and Brandon Seidner.
I didn't pass Austin.
Yeah, you did. The first start, Austin went around you, and then you passed him back.
Higher Austin?
Austin Fleming, 00 Falcon, passed you on the initial start, then you passed him back. So you passed Austin. You were the only car that made really any passing, except Austin. Austin made and you made. So, but other than that, I was proud of you. I thought you did good. So Austin's not here right now, but guys, look at this. Austin's car's pulled in. I'm proud that he's got it out of the rain because it is raining, but let me show you guys this real quick. Austin hit you, right? Austin ran into Dad. Look at that hood. So Austin hit Dad, which ultimately messed up his radiator. So Austin started running hot, which he lost power there at the end too because his car started running hot. So that's why I'm pretty sure Austin backed off some. And then Wyatt came on strong at the end. Y'all saw in the video that he did a really good job as well. Wyatt was figuring some stuff out there at the end. So, but we're gonna wrap this video up. Dad, you said you're gonna send this off to Wayne, and you are just going to check everything out.
Me and him's gonna check everything. Also put new bearings in it.
Yeah. So when will the Pony Express, you think, be back online?
I hope by the next race.
That's awesome.
I hope.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think of Dad's first race. We're going to get his motor back together. Hopefully get the 33, the Falcon, the 12. It's already washed and on the trailer, stored, ready to go. My 13 is already washed and ready to go. And Wayne should be ready for the next one, too. So we appreciate everything that y'all do for us. What you got to say? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Give me a kiss. Or not. All right, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank y'all for watching.